Good afternoon, students. This is Shubhakar P, HOD of ECE. In this semester, I am going to handle the subject. And name is Signals and Systems. I hope all you are safe being in the home during this COVID-19 pandemic. And as I said, I'm going to handle the subject that is called Signals and System. And it is the common subject for Electronics and Communication Engineering, Computer Science and Engineering, and the Information Technology. It is one of the important and interesting subject in the entire BE. By studying the signals and systems, or by learning the signals and system, we will have an idea of different types of signals and how a system produces an output. The main objective of these signals and system, after learning the signals and system, we are going to have the idea of various types of signals. By applying these various types of signals to a system, we are going to examine its output. So we can get the clear idea about what happens inside a system. We are giving one particular input signal to a system, and the system is manipulating that signal. That means what? The signal has been going with the various operations so that the system is going to produce the different type of signal. So by learning the signals and system, we can clearly get an idea about what happens inside a system. And most of you feel that, CSE people feel that why we have to study the signals and system, because we are not belonging to the electronics and communications. Everything we do is analog only. Whatever you take the signal in the real world, that is analog only, but the computer handles the data in digital form. Everything a computer does is a digital. All the communication that may be wired or wireless, the computer can does with the digital signals only. Ultimately, analog signal has to be converted into digital, and it has to be processed in the system, and so that it can able to provide the output. All communications, whether it is wired or wireless, is ultimately analog at the point where the communication signal is launched into a cable or launched into a air via an antenna. That may be wired or wireless. To convert an analog system or a signal into something managed by a computer, one needs to understand how it is going to convert into the analog, that is continuous time signal, into the digital system, digital signals. So here in this signals and system unit, signals and system subject, we are going to study exactly how the different types of signals can be applied as an input for a system. That system may be anything. That system may be a digital system or analog system. So that how that can be converted, how that particular signals can be converted or manipulated into some other form, we are going to study. We can clearly get an idea about what happens inside a system. System may be anything. So this is very, very important and interesting subject in entire the BE. And to understand the complete signals and system basics, you require to have the basics of integrations and differentiations. Some basic mathematic knowledge is needed for to understand the signals and system. I am saying this is one of the important and the interesting subject if you understand every class. So here, signals and system. It is not only the important subjects for the electronics and communication, it is very useful for the computer science students and information technology students and electrical students also. It is common subject for all the branches, so that everyone put some additional interest while studying the signals and a system. So in this class I am going to talk about the introduction. Just now I have given the introduction about the signals and system. In the signals and system, we are going to learn how the different types of signals can be applied as an input for a system, then how system is going to manipulate or it is going to convert one particular signal into another form of the signal. And we are going to get the clear idea what happens inside the system by studying the signals and system. So these are some of the applications of the signals and system. As we discuss, signals and system mainly used in the communications, that may be wired or wireless communications. If you take any communication, that is with the help of signals and systems only. As I am speaking, I am delivering something. My voice is a signal. My voice is a signal. And again, my voice has been captured by some recording device, so that device is a system. And that device is recording that voice, and it is going to produce wherever I require, whenever I require. This is the best example for the signals and system. So in communication, if you take any communication, that may be satellite communication, that may be radar communication, that may be analog, that may be digital communication, it deals with the various types of signals and systems only. In case of aeronautics, again we will be using the signals and system to detect the signals from the earth station and to detect the signal from the opposite aeroplane, and we require the signals and system. We have been using the signals and system very widely in the aeronautics. And this is in the field of signal processing, we have been using the signals and system. That signal processing may be audio processing, that may be video processing, that may be audio and video processing. If you go with the signal processing, the voice processing or audio processing, the best example for the audio processing, it is a radio. FM. In the radio, FM, at one particular frequency only we have been getting the signal, and this is the best example for the voice processing or audio processing. And in the signal processing, again we can have the one more important thing, that is the video processing or image processing. The best example for the video processing is the television. And the signals and system is one of the prerequisite in studying the machine learning. This is the very, very important and the very, very innovative technology, very innovative subject nowadays, that is machine learning. And most of the CSE and IT people are looking for the machine learning, and in which the prerequisite is the signals and system only. If you are good at the signals and system, it is very simple to understand the machine learning. In machine learning, you have to go through some algorithms where you require the signals and system concepts. In biomedical engineering also, we will be using the signals and system. So here, these are some of the important applications of signals and system. In this class, I am going to explain the five units of the signals and system, in which the first unit is basic signals and their definitions and the classifications. In the first unit, we are going to study some of the definitions of the signals. We are going to study the definitions of the signals and the systems. Along with the definitions of the signals and system, we are going to study some various types of the signals, various types of the systems. And in entire the signals and system, the unit 1 is very, very simple and easiest unit. If anyone is good at the first unit, he can get the 15 marks very, very easily. Very simplest unit among all the units. In the first unit, we are going to discuss about the various types of signals and various types of systems. And the second unit, we are going to study some Fourier series. By calculating some coefficients of the Fourier series, we are going to construct the Fourier series by seeing a signal. And in the second unit, we are going to expect one direct question from the Fourier series for the long answer question. One long answer question can be asked from the second unit. That is already I have solved all those 5 important questions which may going to ask in the exam, that is in the material. So from the unit 1, we are going to study the construction of Fourier series. We will be expecting one long answer direct question, that is construction of Fourier series. And the third unit, we are going to study the Fourier transform. Fourier transform is nothing but it is a mathematical tool which converts the time domain signal into the frequency domain signal. That means what? We have one signal which is represented in the time domain. We wanted to study its behavior in the frequency domain. By making use of the mathematical tool, that is Fourier transform, we can convert the time domain signal into the frequency domain signal. And in this, the second part of the third unit, we are going to study the properties of the Fourier transform. And this is also very, very important. In the examination point of view. From the Fourier transform, we can expect the one long answer question. Properties of the Fourier transform, we can expect the one long answer question. From the unit 2, and there are 5 questions are there. From that 5, one question will be asked directly for the 15 marks. It is a long answer question. And third part in the unit 3, it is nothing but it is a Laplace transform. We are going to study the Laplace transform in the third unit. Need and the necessity of all these transforms, we are going to study in detail in the unit 3. And the fourth unit is nothing but analysis of discrete time signals and systems. In the unit 1, we are going to study the various types of signals and system, in which the main classification is continuous time signals and discrete time signal. Continuous time signal is a one which can have the infinite levels of amplitudes. Signal can be continuous with respect to the time, that is called continuous time signal. The best example for the continuous time signal is a AC signal. Alternating current signal is called, it is a continuous time signal. And another classification of signal is a discrete time. That means what? At discrete intervals of time only we can have the signal. At discrete intervals of time only we will be having the signal, and whereas it is continuous, the signal is there at every instant of time. The signal is there at every instant of time, and this is called continuous time signal. It can be denoted with the x of t, and it is a discrete time signal. This can be denoted with the x of n. Anyway, we are going to discuss all these things in detail in the unit 1. And in case of fourth unit, we are going to study the analysis of discrete time signal. By taking the discrete time signals, we are going to analyze that signals with respect to their systems. The complete fourth unit is with the discrete time signals only. Coming to the fifth unit, it is about Z transform. This is about the syllabus of the signals and system. The main thing you need to understand, by studying the signals and system, we will come to know the various types of signals, and by applying the various types of signals to particular systems, we are going to study what the type of output we can expect, we can get. And again, we will be getting the clear idea what happens inside the system. That system may be anything, that's various types of systems we are going to study in the unit 1. And the signals and system is not only the core subject for electronics, it is a core subject for the computer science and engineering and information technology and electrical engineering. And the signals and system is having the much applications in the fields of various fields like communication, aeronautics, signal processing, machine learning, and the biomedical engineering. And this is the syllabus of the complete signals and system. And the coming days we are going to study in detail about the unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, unit 4 and unit 5. And the signals and system is very, very easy subject, and it is very easy to score the good marks in the exam also. But you require to know some basics about the integrations and the differentiation, and you should not miss any class. This is only the thing you require. So I am going to talk about the introduction about the signals and system. In this class I am going to talk about what is signal and what is system. What is signal generally? For example, one of my friend is going on a bike while I am also going opposite to him. So he will raise a hand like this. That means what? He is saying hi to me. He is raising a hand. Hand is nothing but it is raising a hand is nothing but it is a signal. He is giving a signal which is conveying some information of saying hi. So signal is nothing but, signal can be anything. Signal can be anything which conveys some information. Which conveys some information. If you take any signal in the world which is going to convey some information. I think you have studied, all you have studied this AC and DC signals. In the rectification process in the basic electronics or electronic devices, you have studied the rectification process. Rectification is nothing but it is a process of converting AC to DC. AC is one type of signal and DC is another type of signal. AC nothing but alternating current. Signal will be alternating, positive, negative, positive, negative. So here I will be defining the definition of the signal. Definition of the signal is very, very simple. Signal can be anything. Signal can be anything. Definition of the signal. Signal can be anything which conveys the information or which carries the information. It can be anything. It is a physical phenomenon which carries the information. That is called signal. And if you take the many example, you can take the many example for the signals. If you take the ECG stands for electrocardiogram. ECG is a signal which describes the functionality of the human heart. If you go with the ECG signal will be like this. It is a ECG signal and it is continuous with respect to the time. This signal is ECG. ECG stands for electrocardiogram, which describes the functionality of the human heart. And you are going to have another example for the signal, that is EEG. Electroencephalogram, which is going to describe the functionality of the brain. Electroencephalogram, which is going to give the functionality of the brain. The signal will be like this. And we are very familiar with the AC signal. Just now I discussed AC signal. AC nothing but what? It is a alternating current. We have studied the many things on this alternating current in the basic electronics or electronic devices. That means what? This is about the time and this is about the amplitude of the signal. Here the signal is from 0 to t. From the 0 to t, if you take any instant of time, there is a signal. The signal has keep on varying. The signal is keep on varying as the time is varying. These types of signals are named as continuous time signal. Continuous time signals, it can be denoted with x of t. Continuous time signal can be denoted with x of t, where x is called a signal, t is called as an independent variable. And as I am speaking now, I am delivering my lecture so that my voice is a signal. My voice is a signal which is conveying some information. So likewise, you can take anything in the world which signal is nothing but anything which carries the information or which conveys the information. But in professional manner, we can define the signal in another way. Signal is a physical quantity. Signal can be physical quantity, can be dependent on one or more independent variable. Here t is nothing but time. Time is an independent variable. It can't be dependent on anything. Signal is a physical quantity. That means what? It is a value. It is a physical value. Can be dependent on one or more independent variable. That is called signal. If you see these three signals, as the t is varying, signal is also varying. As the t is varying, signal is also varying. That means what? Signal is dependent on the independent variable. Signal is dependent on the independent variable. So that the definition of the signal, I am giving the definition of the signal. Signal may be anything in general. Signal may be anything which conveys the information. Or signal is nothing but it is a physical quantity. It is a physical quantity, can be dependent on one or more independent variable. It is a physical quantity. Signal may be a physical quantity, can be dependent on one or more independent, dependent on time, space, temperature, position, etc. That means what? A physical quantity is dependent on independent variables. Independent variables are what? Signals, space, temperature, position, distance and dimension. All these are the independent variables. So that from these examples and the theory, we can conclude the definition of the signal. Signal may be anything. Signal may be anything which conveys the information, which has the physical quantity, can be dependent on one or more independent variables. See this one, it is an independent variable, time. As the time is varying, the signal is also varying. That means what? The signal is dependent on time. The signal is dependent on time. At t is equals to 0, there is no signal. At t is equals to pi, again there is no signal. At t is equals to pi by 2, there is a maximum signal. That means what? The signal is dependent on the time. That is, time is nothing but independent variable. So I can define the signal now. Signal may be anything which conveys the information, and it is having the physical value or a single value function of one or more independent variable. One or more independent variable. For example, I am going with some examples of the signals. For example, I am assuming as I just now I told, signal is a function. Signal is nothing but it is a function. Sometimes we can call the signals also function. It is a function of one or more independent variable. One or more independent variable I am calling x1, x2, x3, x4 dash dash. That means what? Here f is a signal. F is a signal, can be dependent on one or more independent, can be dependent on one or more independent variables. These independent variables may be time, this independent variable may be space, it may be temperature, it may be position. That means what? If this independent variable varies, obviously signal is also going to vary. Signal can be anything which conveys the information, and it is a function of one or more independent variable. That is the signal definition. And we will be having the generally two types of signals. One is one dimensional signal, another one is a multi-dimensional signal. One dimensional signal means signal can be dependent on only one independent variable. This is called one dimensional signal. This is called one dimensional signal. One dimensional signal. Here the signal is dependent on only time only. Here if you go with the AC signal, alternating signal, this alternating signal is dependent on only time, so that it is called one dimensional signal. The best example for the one dimensional signal is AC signal. This is AC signal. And if the signal, that means what? If the signal F, it is dependent on one or more independent variable, it is T, and again it is dependent on temperature also. These type of signals are named as multi-dimensional signal. These are called multi-dimensional signal. The best example for the multi-dimensional signals are, that is the video signals, or image signal, or X-ray signal. It is the multi-dimensional signal. Anyway, in the syllabus we will be having only one dimensional signal, so that by using the one dimensional signal we have to examine a system. I hope I am very clear. Signal may be anything which conveys the information, and it is a function, it is a physical quantity, or it is a single valued function of one or more independent variable. That independent variable may be time, space, temperature, position, or anything which can't be dependent on anything. So here these are the examples for the signals, various types of signal. And if you go with the two types of signals, if the signal is dependent on only one independent variable, that is called one dimensional signal. If the signal is dependent on more than one independent variable, that is called multi-dimensional signal. The best example for the one dimensional signal is AC signal or speech signal. The best example for the one dimensional signal is AC signal or speech signal. And coming to the, if a signal is dependent on one or more independent variable, that signal is named as multi-dimensional signal. And that signal, the best example for that signals are X-ray signal is a multi-dimensional signal, or image signal is a multi-dimensional signal. So these are the best example for the signals. So in the next class I am going to talk about some of the introduction about the system. After that we are going to discuss the very important or easiest unit in the entire signals and system, that is unit 1, that is definition and classifications of signals and system. Thank you students. Don't go outside, be in the home, and don't take any risk. Be safe in the home. Take care of your family. Thank you. Thank you students.